Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Unpoured Perspectives. I'm your host, Joel. We've got Kevin, we've got Bobby, and today we welcome Denver from Denver and Liley. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good.
Thanks for joining.
Talking to you from the upside down world.
Yes, that's right.
So we
All
should
the
all be
way
like,
from Australia. Where exactly?
In Melbourne at the moment. I was just in Singapore like 4 days ago, so this is a bit easier at home. And then I'm here. I'm only here for another 8 days, and then I'm in Hong Kong.
wow, sound like a very busy guy.
So while it's 9 o'clock
Very tired guy.
here, while it's 9 o'clock here and sort of, spirits drinking time, it's sort of what time is it for you there?
Well, it's 11. Well, it's in double figures now, so it's 11:12 a.m. So I
Close
guess
enough.
we can kick. Yeah, we can kick off. Like I've done shows over there before. I'm used to it.
Nothing wrong with a lunch dram, right?
Yeah,
Breakfast,
yeah, yeah.
like brunch.
Brunch dram,
What are we
yes.
going to kick off with? I'm going to kick off with Ewan. So this is I'm
Oh,
starting with Scotch. So this is an independent bottling from Adelphi,
Yep.
12-year-old full sherry cask. One of my favorite distilleries in the world, and I'm glad that they're not that famous because otherwise the pricing will just go crazy. But it's really good stuff. Diageo, unfortunately, but a private distillery, so you can't actually visit it unless you've got an appointment. But this is one of my favorite bottlings. It's a 12-year-old, and it's just really good quality cask.
as an
And what are you
independent
guys
bottler
drinking?
myself, I applaud your choice.
Yeah, they've got some amazing barrels out of there.
What you got in your glass there, Bobby?
I don't have anything in my glass. I've had like a migraine for like 3 weeks.
Ay, ay, ay.
This
That's all
weather
right.
here, because it's like 9 degrees in the morning, and then in the afternoon it's like 30. So the temperature is just. I feel like someone's squishing my head. Um, I mean, I set everything up, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to venture off too crazy tonight. I did try with Kevin earlier, the Valich and Mallet Noctu. Friends of ours did a private cask. It's very good.
It
Ooh.
is. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
12 year done in a sherry cask.
And I
Actually,
poured a couple of things in some Denver and Liley glasses. I got a Lost Lore Blanco still strength in this guy, in the agave mezcal glass, and in this whiskey Scotch glass from Denver and Liley, I got the actually another sort of tequila. This is Spirit for Us, Wilson's Pride, independently bottled agave, made in Canada.
very cool. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, right.
actually.
And who produced that
I did. Oh,
in
that well.
Mexico?
So I bottled it. Sorry, I bottled it. It was produced by Tim Wilson, who was at Gretzky, is now moving over to Dillon's.
so they bought the juice from Mexico.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
another legendary Aussie. You'd love
Well,
him.
not the distilled juice, right? What they did is they bought a wine, and then they distilled it in Canada. So they bought an agave wine, distilled
Yeah,
it,
low
and
wine.
aged
Yeah.
it in Canada. So I can't call it tequila or mezcal on the bottle. It's an agave on the bottle, but it's the same stuff.
I'm also partaking. Oh no, that's not
There
good. There
you
we
go.
go. I'm also partaking in that. I've got my little special sticker on the back there that Bobby had made.
No,
That's
Kevin. Well, we generated it. Kevin made it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little. We like to have fun with Tim, so we put his face on a whole bunch of different things. He did a oat whiskey, so we did the Quaker Oats guy, but I put his face on it.
Very good.
Oh, I guess
Awesome.
Are we gonna start with the? I guess we all have different stuff, but since he's drinking out of the Scotch glass, let's talk about the Scotch glass or
Yeah,
whiskey.
Well,
this one's actually the Star Wars one, if you ever saw that.
Oh, what? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's all the different characters, but it was for this guy, Scotch Trooper.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, for
He passed away though.
for his. I can't remember if he did it for research or for his family or something. Yeah, good friend of mine. So yeah, we hung out a bit when I was over there. We did a couple of events together as well, and unfortunately he passed away. And so we did this in honor of him and his age. So we only made, I think he was 43 when he passed away, and so we made 43 limited edition of these bad boys. So I thought I'd bring this
Very
guy
cool.
out.
Very cool.
This so
Suspect.
I had a little bit of this whiskey earlier, and it smells way better in this glass.
So I think
Good
we
answer.
have skipped a step though, right? I think we have dived straight into the glasses, but let's get a little background on Denver and Liley.
Cool. Well, basically, yeah, it's not much of a romantic story. It's a lot of the European companies have these like, I was running through a meadow and blah blah blah. But we're sort of Liley and I are mates, and we were just sitting down talking about parking at a massive mall here during Christmas and how shit that was. And so we just wanted to avoid that. And at the time, we were drinking whiskey. Um, and so then I just said, like, why don't we just do our own Christmas present instead of, dealing with this parking at Christmas? And that's how it kind of came about. So he kind of forgot about it the next day because we'd drunk a bit of whiskey. But I remembered, and then my background's mechanical engineering, industrial design, and Liley's a production design engineer and also an industrial designer. So we have the technical chops to do it. So we just decided, like, let's, why don't we just do it for a bit of fun? We were only going to do 100 glasses, only available in Melbourne. Liley was taking 35, I was taking 35, and then we were going to sell 30 externally just to offset the cost. But like it was for family and friends. It wasn't meant to be for anything else, and that's the reason why it's so high spec as well. Because we just put tons of time in because it was for love. It wasn't for money. And it's lead-free hand-blown crystal. Like it's pretty high spec. So um, I did a She Squarespace website and then had 100 on there and was developing the website, my first ever website. And my mate had a blog and he was going to help us sell the 30. So he was going to put out an article, but he didn't tell me when the article was coming out. So the on the website, it was still in development. All the photos were there. The ecom worked, and just I can't remember, but I think it was just gobbledygook in the text. And this article came out, and 100 sold like that. Nobody read the text, I guess, and they just purchased the glasses. And then I came back from lunch, and then I saw it said 0 on the website. I was like, obviously, I fucked up the website. Um, but it turned out they'd all sold out, and so it was just it's pretty crazy. It was the biggest product story that blog, which is quite a famous blog here in Australia, had ever done. And then I had to call Liley and say there's no Christmas presents. It was kind of bittersweet, and still had to go park at that mall.
That was the moral of the story. At the end of it all, we still
Yeah.
have to park at the mall.
Yeah, still had to go and fight everybody at the mall. So it was yeah, it's a pretty wild story. But the big thing for us was like we just did the work, and then when the glass came out, um, we just tested again like in February because like people had bought it off the photography. They hadn't bought it off like us doing the work in and considering it a tool because that's all I'm interested in. I'm only interested in performance. I don't care about aesthetics. Um, and people found beauty in it, but they bought it for that and given it to somebody, and then that was it. So I thought, okay, let's do a proper test in February. We'll do 10 times that size, so 1,000 glasses, again available only in Melbourne, and see if people had been using the glass and worked out that it actually did something. Um, and then that sold out in 2 weeks, and then now it's like 10 years down the track, and 240 something retailers worldwide. Your mate Ryan Reynolds, he's got the gin glass on his Instagram now. So it's kind of spread, and we don't have the money to pay for that. It's just people genuinely love the product and tell other people about the product. So yeah, so it's been quite a wild ride. I'm talking to you guys in Canada right now. So
So what was the first glass that it was the whiskey one that you first created?
yeah, it was the whiskey, and then it went to gin, bourbon, agave spirits, the beer glass, the Traveller 2, and then now the latest one, which is the wine glass, which is our longest R&D project ever. So 8 years of R&D, a long time.
That's
Yeah, that's
amazing.
right. You guys. I mean, you're known for doing like long R&D almost, right? I think it was
Yeah.
18 months for the beer glass and 2 years
Hmm.
for the mezcal or agave
Hmm.
glass.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, 8 years for the wine glass. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really
Dedicated.
sort of intense. Yeah, shows a lot of dedication and much respect.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it was always about love. Like I had a job in the background, and I this was a passion project. It wasn't meant to be a successful business. And so like just like going on that same path and making sure that it's only led by sort of passion and things are ready when they're ready and not led by financial decisions has led to like a successful business somehow. I don't know how to advise somebody else to do a business like this because like we didn't even pay for advertising till like sort of 2 years ago in a 10-year business.
Yeah.
Like that's just unheard of these days.
Yeah, it really speaks to
So
the
yeah, it's
quality
just
and the passion.
yeah, it resonates with people that it actually works, and then they end up being our salespeople.
That's the best kind because you know you're gonna get real people.
Yeah, yeah, it's real. So yeah, I just I we just did the work. That's the end of the story, and I just wish I wish more companies just did the work instead of trying to sell you something that sometimes can be a little bit snake oily. But and they've got great marketing and stuff, but the product is the main thing. Like and then that's meant to give that consumer the best experience because that's the experience I want. And like from the very beginning, it was for the love of family and friends, and also for my actual passion for the liquid because I love catching up with distillers and having meals with them and finding out the big story, how all these kind of spirits like meld together. Which Kevin, it sounds like you've watched that Glass of Sunlight video, but you can kind of touch into that we don't just do high performance for the liquid. It's not just fly in, fly out, and just get what you can from these people. It's agave spirit is part of a fabric of a culture. It's not just something independent.
Mhm.
So it's woven together with the food and the music and the people and to really understand that you really need to spend time. You can't just like get scientific numbers. It's got to work. So for me, like as I can only sleep at night if I've done the right kind of thing and it's ready. And that kind of speaks to that wine glass because it was like 8 years. It came out when it was ready.
Now, you said something that really piqued my attention a little while ago. You said you were only interested in performance, aesthetics meant nothing. So has that
Uh,
changed over time though for you?
Not really. Like for me, like I like having chats with people that like hammers or
Mhm.
like Formula One cars. They're like completely led by performance.
Pure function.
Aesthetic wise is like very low priority to me. Like it's sort of ergonomics, smell, taste profile, um, control in temperature if that's required for that particular liquid. That's what I care about. So like a lot of people like say, oh, you seem to have a style that runs through the different glasses, but it's only relative to the liquid. So like if the liquid dictates that, I don't have a Denver and Lilly style. Like we're looking at airflow and temperature control and stuff like that. So if this car happens to be shaped in a wedge because that's the fastest shape, then that's the shape. I
Yeah,
didn't do it because it looks cool.
when you say you're looking at airflow, it makes it sound like you're designing jet engines.
Well,
Now,
like that. You've seen that wine glass, yeah? The bottom of that is
Yeah,
based on a turbine from a jet
yeah.
engine.
yeah. Now,
That
despite what you said there, I would say that this is a very aesthetically pleasing glass, and all of the
Yeah,
range
they
of
all are.
glasses are. Would you say that that lends naturally to itself? Like, I mean, the
Mm.
math. works to make the glass aesthetically pleasing inherently?
Oh, Joel, like 100%. If you look at nature, those things aren't led by like beauty. Like if you see a flower or like a tree or some particular fruits or stuff like that, like it looks beautiful to us, but it's completely led by function.
Mhm.
So it's just like following natural sort of natural things, I guess. If you do that and you're true to it, then as a consequence, it's beautiful, but it's not the aim.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Like should be on a postcard or something.
Insightful, yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget all this stuff. Like I say all these things, and my marketing people just go like, "Oh, we should put that in a thing and whatever." And then, what did you say? And it's like, I don't fucking know. Like,
You should just record it. Just keep a tape recorder on you the whole time, right?
yeah, maybe.
So you
But yeah,
started. Sorry.
Sorry, keep going.
I was gonna say, so you started with the whiskey glass.
Yeah.
I'm curious, did the whiskey glass always like has it changed at all? Like from the sale of that first glass,
Yeah.
did you change it in any way? You know, you got to February, did a proper run. Was there
Yeah.
any changes from the original design at all?
Yeah, there was, can't remember, 7 or 8 different prototypes for that one before
Wow.
it came out. Then it came out, and then you probably noticed on the packaging, I haven't got any packaging here, but it has a batch number on there. So the batch number's there for a reason. That we were there's things that we have experimented with in different batches. That like the consumer would have no idea that that even happened. Like for example, I was trying out a different engraving technique. So you know how the logo's on the bottom, and you can feel it on some of them, and some of them you can't. And the reason for that is we were testing this laser that can go to the thickness like go to a certain depth in the thickness of the glass, and then create bubbles which make the logo really microscopic bubbles. So I just wanted to try that technique and see what would happen. So
Yeah.
on some of the batches we have that.
What's the one with the lines on it?
Ah, that's a little Easter egg. So we have Easter eggs on some of the glasses. So the lines is if you know the history of agave, which you guys sound like you're pretty familiar, on the west coast of on the Caribbean side, you've got jicamas. They use like half a seed, and then they'll drink from that. And on the no, sorry, that's the east side. On the west side, where you have Oaxaca and all that kind of stuff, the Spanish were quite strong through there when they came in, and a lot of sort of Christianity and stuff. And you notice that they have that fluted glass with the cross in the bottom, which is called a veladora. And that's from the churches. So the churches used to throw out those glasses after the candles had burned down. Veladora means, I think it means candle or something like that. Um, and so then people used to drink their agave spirits out of that, and they have the cross in the bottom. So those lines is to make a cross as a nod to the history of where like of drinking vessels for agave spirits. So it's just like a nod to a little bit of culture stuff. But it's not particularly obvious, and we don't talk about it. It's just an Easter egg for people to work out.
You don't talk about it unless asked, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean,
I
it's
can feel the differences in the logo etching too. So one's a little raised,
Yeah.
one's slightly raised, and the bourbon one I have is almost you can't even feel it.
Yeah,
I
yeah. We
really
try
like.
stuff without you guys knowing.
Yeah, that's I would have never noticed that.
Yeah, you should see the next round of whiskey glasses. So the next round is, I think that's probably peak whiskey glass, and I think I'm going to remove the batch number potentially. We'll see, because I can't see how I can improve the next batch. Because the next batch is like it would change the chemistry and stuff in the materials, and the blowing technique is peak blow. I don't know.
I think you preempted one of our questions. I think one of our questions was, have we reached peak whiskey glass?
For that design, I have some stuff floating around in my head on the whiskey stuff, but there are different companies and stuff want me to do some other stuff as well. So we've got to talk about it internally as to where I dedicate my time. Um, but I think the next batch that you'll see, which will be next year, um, of that glass will be peak version of that. I think potentially.
Is this your
But I'm sure like
handwriting?
Henry Ford thought that his Model T was peak car as well. So,
Is that your handwriting on there?
no, that's not mine.
No,
I'm not sure. Yeah, sometimes I get involved, sometimes I don't.
no.
But that's my handwriting is way worse than that.
So Denver of 10 years ago was drinking
Hmm.
whiskey. Denver now is drinking whiskey. How has your perception of spirits and the scene that you're involved in now changed over those 10 years?
Oh, that's a good question, mate. What do you do for a job, Joel?
HVAC, heating and air conditioning.
Wow. Okay. Well, obviously, Mr. Career Media. Um, how have I seen the industry change? Was the first part, and
How
then what
how
was the
about
second
you
part?
you personally? How has it changed for you personally?
For me, obviously we've been through like quite a boom in the spirits world. So like even leading up to COVID, it was just kind of ramping, and you could see new distilleries coming in, and I'm talking mainly sort of about North America rather than the whole of the world. Otherwise, it's a very long answer. Um, but yeah, there was a kind of a boom, and there was like people just like chasing down like limited edition everything. Um, so that was interesting, and there was a lot of investment that kind of went into it. And then COVID hit, stuff went down like for a second, and then went crazy because everyone was drinking. I think I drank more than I ever did in my whole life, but I was also the fittest I ever was in my whole life because I couldn't do anything else, just cycling and drinking. Um, so that was interesting, and there had to be a market correction after that, after COVID. It's like going through our version of a world war. Um, so where have I seen the industry go? So right now, I think it's in a state of correction. I think some brands will fall over. Um, there's been a lot of you've seen it as well, like the rise in interest in agave spirits, especially from celebrities. So there's good profit margins there, and I think they're getting involved there. It's a shame that there's more and more condenser stuff, in my opinion. But how do you keep up with demand without using sort of machines like that? So um, the industry is moving in agave spirits, I think, is moving from craft to a little bit more mass production. In bourbon spirits, I think there's a correction, so it's going kind of backwards in my not backwards, but like it's
Halting.
I guess the industry is getting distilled. To pardon the
Concentrated.
pun.
That's good.
And Scotch whiskey is, I think Scotch whiskey is pretty reasonably pretty stable. The only thing that is rocking the boat is these tariffs. Um, but there's a worldwide sort of change with sort of different policies because the US is such a massive market, so that does have a massive influence on the world. But the upside of that is that more of these other spirits that were destined for the United States are ending up in the European Union and Australia and Asia, and there's more influence there, and there's more interest in and education. So it's interesting. It's getting sort of a little bit more spread. It's thinner right now, but those seeds will eventually grow. So for me, I think the future's bright. Always things ebb and flow in different sort of market segments. But I personally think the future's bright. So and that's the change that I've seen. So that's a pretty quick summary without getting into the economics of everything. Um, but it's I think it's awesome. I think it's just going to create sort of little bit more sort of diversity in spirits and more education. And the brands, the bigger brands will have to work harder. The smaller brands are getting more easily discovered with the rise of sort of social media, and now with AI sort of search and all that kind of stuff. They will be more easily found. It'll be interesting to see also for me what will happen with that 3-tier system in the US, as to if that will survive. But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. There's so much more I can say. I haven't even
Really,
touched on
yeah,
Asia or Australia or anything like yet.
a great answer. Super cool.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah,
very
so,
insightful. Very, very
yeah,
insightful.
yeah.
You
I'm
can,
probably ready for another whiskey actually.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe we should pour something.
What's next?
For me, guy from North Carolina who moved to Australia, I think produces one of the best American style whiskies. I don't know if you know this brand, The Gospel.
No.
So this is a high wheat version, but he's like an incredible rye producer. Um, and really, before him, I don't think I've had anything that was worth telling people overseas about until this. And if this gets to the States, which surely Gospel Rye will get there, um, it'll blow it up. It's yeah, pretty good stuff.
I'm actually going to visit Australia. I mean, not Australia. I'm going to Sydney in February.
Yeah. Wow.
So I will look for the gospel as a bottle to try and bring back for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll love it. You'll love it.
I mean, we
Just hit
love
up the
our.
bars. Like, give me the dates for Sydney as well. I'll see if I can just line up some other work stuff and then do a little bit of a bar tour or whatever.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Now, are you
Yeah.
pouring that in the whiskey glass or the bourbon glass?
I poured that in this glass. Um, Now for me, like these things focus on different priorities. So
Was
different
yours like
parts of
beveled?
yeah. I was going to show you this. This might be the 10th anniversary glass.
Oh,
Wow,
cool.
Um,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, you can see. So it's done by a guy in Ohio. He's great. So Last Cut Crystal, I think he is.
Jeez, that looks
And yeah, so like it focuses on different parts of the taste and smell profile. Um, so uh, with this particular high wheat, so a wheater essentially out of Australia, I just kind of enjoy it in this. If it was going high proof, then I'd probably move into this or a straight rye or a bourbon. Yeah, just what I feel like today, I guess.
I've
Cool.
got a wee sample of Adelphi Bowmore, 26-year-old
Ooh.
from 1996. So I'm gonna throw that in a glass. And
Wow.
unfortunately, I the agave glass is the only Denver and Liley glass I have at this moment. So please
Oh,
don't
it's pretty.
look down on me.
We'll have to rectify that,
Nah, man.
Joel. So, I am curious. Maybe this will be easy for you. Maybe this will be difficult. I like
Yeah.
to ask people to choose their favorite child. If you have to choose a single glass, that you've designed, which one is your favorite child?
All right. So I've been asked a million times which whiskey is my favorite whiskey, and I can answer your question with the same answer. Is what's your favorite song? Because it all depends on the day, the time, like what your current situation is. Is it morning, night? Did you just get fired? Like, it's very subjective, but I can answer it in this moment. In this moment, my favorite child would be my first child. Um, this one right here.
Cool.
Um, yeah, it just that was kind of where it all began, and it wasn't anything to do with financial. It was just a love project.
Hmm.
So I'm pouring Liquid Treasures North British 34-year-old, 43.7.
Wow.
So
So Joel, you had a 26, 27-year-old Bowmore, and you're going to a 34-year-old North British. Do I probably have to raise my game now, no?
I mean, you guys, I'm gonna have to bow out of this. I don't know if I can match it. I'd have to open a bottle up here somewhere to try and match it.
That's a good
This
time
is
to try
crazy.
some good
Okay.
stuff in a cool glass. Come on.
Okay, I've got a 29-year-old single cask Ardbeg, so I might
Oh
just
boy.
Ooh,
that.
ooh. I think he may just have won.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a massive fan of Ardbeg.
Yeah.
So Bill Lumsden, who distills that stuff, he's got our glasses. Actually, it's moved over to a lady now. I can't remember her name. I just messaged her yesterday. Um, but yeah, it's interesting to see what happens in that sort of space in the at Ardbeg because yeah, briny.
So they just did you see their newest thing? They're coming out with like a 10-year cast strength.
Big time.
Yeah.
I think they had that as a committee release anyway, didn't it?
I don't know, but it's like 60, was it 61 or 62%? So it's going to shake some things up.
Yeah, heavy hitting. Well, just see what the pricing comes out as well.
That's the
That's going to
thing.
be interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, I find
There's too many good local options now. That's the problem.
I mean, I've definitely had some really good lark uh from Australia there.
Yeah.
The most
Yeah,
the
we'll
most
run through all of that when you're here, Kevin, I think. So we're the official glass supplier for Lark,
oh, cool.
Sullivan's Cove, Starwood, Archie Rose. So we'll get to taste some stuff when you're here.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Um,
But the most recent one that I have is their Chinata release. Their Chinata
I love
cask.
that one.
It is. It's very, very good.
Yeah, with the
Really
orange
enjoy
label.
whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and it's really unique and like really wonderful, and just the concept on its own is very cool.
I got some Benley.
Oh, look at that.
So I got a 9-year-old single cast Benley.
I'm gonna just quickly take a picture of this.
I'll
There we
send
go.
it to you. I'll send you a picture.
Oh no, just for our socials and stuff. I'll tag them and tag you. They're gonna love that.
Yeah, so actually we know the owner of Holmes K's out of New York, so it's a pretty cool
Oh,
story.
cool.
Um yeah, so like a Florida club picked this particular one. So it's 9 years American oak, a whopping 67.5% alcohol. So
The big dogs.
yeah, it's got, I mean, a lot of their stuff is pretty high ABV.
Yeah, what's your thoughts there? I didn't really answer that in my 10 years, but I've noticed that is kind of, as far as I can see, that there was this like stupid thing where like you wanted to try and get, in my opinion, stupid to keep on going higher and higher and higher proof.
The
And
bourbon.
then you're like super tough if you're drinking like, Willet 70%. I was like, what are you doing? So I
Everybody
think that's just absolute madness. Like
there
the
was like
high 60s.
I think there's a little bit still, but there was like a brief period where like everybody wanted hazmat. It had to be 70%. Everybody wanted it. But it's the bourbon world. Like you don't see that anywhere else.
Yeah, I think it's bizarre. Because what are
I
you
mean,
tasting? You're just
there are a few very good ones, but in general,
true. There's always exceptions.
it's just gonna blow your face off.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I as a bottler myself, I used to really enjoy those high proof bottles, and I did sort of search them out. My opinions have sort of changed over time, especially now doing it sort of professionally. I guess as a consumer, what I generally considered or what I found when drinking higher proof whiskey was that it held more flavor. And the myth is that the congeners are there, and it's oily and you can add water and you bring out those congeners. How accurate that is, I think now my mind is sort of like changing drastically. As a producer, I haven't I haven't released a cask strength whiskey at all. I've always sort of decided that, we have tried it at cask strength, and if we feel that it is best at cask strength, we'll release it at cask strength. But, we normally try it at cask strength, and then we sort of go down in either 2 or 5% increments, and try the full range. And I think, for me, I'm sort of really liking that 48 to 53% range. I think each
You can
cask will
taste
be
it.
different. Yeah, each cask is different. And some casks, if you decide that it tastes good and that it's ready to be released, then I think you'll find the people that like that, right? Those people will enjoy that. You will obviously, I mean, all of my stuff is very limited, right? So it's all single cask, very small runs. So all I need to do is find 200 people,
Yeah,
that like a high strength whiskey, if that were the thing. So
yeah,
Now, how about
yeah. I
yourself,
think
Denver? With your
mm.
your own brand, we just learned about this before we started. Um, Lost Frontiers. Have
Yeah,
you
Lost
been through
Frontiers. It's like
similar process?
with picking ABV. Yeah, yeah. So I've that's kind of like a love project. We're like because I kind of have my hand in a production company, and so we've got like this very strong sort of we can shoot and do video, and we did some stuff for like Edrington and a few different brands and Red Bull and different stuff. And so I wanted to do a whiskey in a way different way and experience in a different way. So independent bottling, but on my terms, kind of thing. So each bottle has like a QR code on the back. You can see that there. And this one's actually Lark. So we bought a barrel from Lark. But yeah, there's like four in that series, which is called the Tasman series, and each bottle has an episode that you watch. You watch the episode and get a feel, and then you drink the whiskey to a playlist that we've sort of suggested that you drink to, and then you get like a different sort of approach to that. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of our independent bottling thing there. And then as to like sort of ABV, you can see that sitting at 42.2.
hmm.
So it's sitting pretty low, but like after just speaking to heaps of distillers and stuff like that, for example, Colin Scott, I think main blender for Shivers Regal or something. I had a good chat with him, and he drinks at 50/50. So when he takes stuff out of barrel, he adds the same amount of volume of water in order to appreciate the whiskey. So I was just thinking about that, and then I just started drinking stuff at lower proof, and just kind of if there's enough flavor there, it's just more enjoyable to me. But like you mentioned before, Kevin, like alcohol does help with the transference of flavor, um, to a certain extent. So everybody's different. Everybody's got a different sort of system that's going on there. We've all got gustatory and olfactory stuff going on, and your taste and smell is a combination of your kind of memories and then your upbringing. So, for example, a Mexican has way better definition of different types of chilies. Whereas then you go and ask an Australian, like, what does this taste like? Which chili is this? And they'll just say it's hot. Um, so it's everybody's quite different. But in my opinion, like as I'm getting older, unfortunately, and just waking up with injuries from sleeping, um, I think the lighter stuff is kind of more my jam, and then I get into the heavier stuff if my mates are around and we've already sunk 5 beers, then we'll drink heavier stuff because you're not tasting much anymore. So, but yeah, that's my opinion on that. I'm gonna jump into this guy here before I jump into that Udbear before that destroys my taste buds. So this
Oh,
is
cool.
Foursquare. 15-year-old, really, really good stuff. Barbados. You guys have tasted this stuff before, so it's really, I really enjoy this. Independent bottling for a whiskey bar here in Melbourne. Really, really tasty stuff, and I'm pouring it into the bourbon glass, 10th anniversary. With proposed 10th anniversary. So actually, Cut Crystal doesn't know he's going to get the contract, but anyway, there you go. A little scoop.
Bobby's rummaging around. As soon as you mentioned Foursquare, I can see his eyes
Yes.
light up.
Yes. I
Give me that
think
link. Oh,
Good.
there you go.
I think
Yeah.
this is sort of a really good time to ask you about a rum glass. Like,
Do you put
is
this in the
there?
you did this in the bourbon one then?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a rounded profile. So you're coming from sort of starting with a sweeter sort of agricole or whatever at the start, sugar cane, and then like corn is also has the same sort of thing. Like obviously they make high fructose corn syrup, which is basically a substitute for sugar. So there are similar things going on with this that people focus on. But I really need to get my head into the culture there. And I was meant to actually be in Barbados last year, um, but I think I'll probably go next year and really get into the food and
Mm.
speak to a whole bunch of different people. We're kind of lined up then. Richard Searle, which you probably know him. Um, but yeah, Plantation and a few different brands.
Let's
So
meet
I'm
up
going
in
to chat
Guyana.
to.
I'll introduce you to all my cousins.
Fuck yeah, I'll come. Where are you going?
Yeah, so Richard's
I want
wife.
to experience the food, the people, like all of that stuff, and drinking rum at the same
All
time.
right. All
Yeah,
right.
Richard's wife's from Toronto area, so he comes up every once in a while. So
Oh, really? Okay, great.
like,
Yeah.
I met him. I've met him a couple times because they've done a couple dinners in Toronto. So
Yeah. He's a polarizing character, that's for sure. But
he's a walking
great spirit.
encyclopedia.
Yeah.
That
Which
guy's
I
like
love. I
you
love that
could
stuff.
listen to that guy for like 5 hours and he'd still go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's his life. He loves it.
So
Now,
that's
so
super
you're gonna make
cool.
As to a rum glass, yeah, there will
so
be
you're gonna
one down
make
the
one
line.
because I've been bugging you for years.
100%.
But I think that's very
100%. I love
important.
rum.
I think it's very important to sort of call out for the listeners, for people that may have been waiting, to sort of like really identify that you're not just willing to create one, just for the sake of having one, right? That it is
Yeah.
really important for you to get in there and to not just create something that doesn't fit the culture, that doesn't bring the culture into the glass, that doesn't perform the way you want it to. After really spending some time and doing some research, it's not just about selling glasses for you. It's
Yeah.
very important, and that's I think really. I mean, I can't think of the word, but much respect, and I think that's really super cool. And I think just that perspective, I think for me, sort of creates like a customer for life in me.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's
sweet.
really sort of cool. Um, I think that just talking to you there, like you have the beer glass and the wine glass, which I think is really cool, and I think we want to talk about those as well. But it does sort of really mean for me that I because I will actually go and buy those because of the way you present it and the way you've created them.
It does taste good in here
Yeah,
though.
it does taste good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a bit more rounded, bolder. But yeah, it'll be along those lines. And thanks for those kind words, Kevin. Like, yeah, it's interesting. Like, we kind of like live in a silo at work, and an echo chamber, and you don't occasionally get to hear sort of feedback on the work that you do. Um, and yeah, it's nice to hear it. So, thank you.
I think the word Kevin was looking for was probably genuine.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
that's
really
what
genuine.
comes across. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it sums it up, I think, is that these glasses, this product, it's all coming from a genuine place. And that's what's conveyed to the customer who's willing to take the time to understand the product as well, right? There are
Yeah.
many, many glasses on the market, but not any of them are doing what your own are doing. So
Well,
cheers,
yeah, I
cheers
think
to that.
it's. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think they're kind of led by a different philosophy, like all these glass companies. Like they start as a business, and you've got to get this certain sort of return every year or whatever. And I think we just never started like that. It was just this thing in the background. We just did a good job for our family and friends. That was the glass that I wanted to drink out of. So it was it's always been led by passion, and it just turned out it just had like as a side effect it's turned out to be successful, but it wasn't the aim.
No, I gotta match you guys. I'm gonna go grab a Foursquare.
Oh,
But when is that the 10th anniversary glass come out? Because I'm gonna need one of those.
next year.
Okay.
Next year. We'll see. There's like some crazy things I want to do. I want to do this worldwide treasure hunt, which might not happen. But different distilleries will have a special sticker on or they'll have a special label with the logo, the 10th anniversary from the 10th anniversary collection. But the only way to get it, you can't buy it online. You have to walk into the distillery store. So we've got to finish some discussions, but I can tell you off air, some of these distilleries, but they're around the world.
That's really
It'll be
awesome.
very,
That's
very
super
hard
cool.
to get a
Yeah.
complete set.
Like geocaching for glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Talk about Easter eggs.
Oh, Magisterium. How old's that one? 17?
16.
Cool. And you had 15?
You need 15, yeah.
I got
I
17.
can't read that. Oh, just one.
Yeah, so I had a 22, but it's buried in the bottom of the cupboard, so
Yeah, right. Man, we should do a session next time I'm up. I've got family in Toronto, but I guess that's
I'm right by the airport.
Oh yeah.
Come on, I got lots.
My cousins and stuff.
I got lots of booze.
Yeah, we'll definitely take you around and show you the town next time
You're a cycler too, right? It's weird. All these guys in the spirits industry are cyclers.
Yeah. I'm cyclist, road cyclist. I started in sort of mountain biking and did a tiny bit of racing back in the day. And then COVID, I was doing 20,000 Ks a year. And then had my son like sort of 18 months ago, and since then I've done 250 Ks in 18 months. So the heaviest I've ever been.
Wow.
Well, congratulations on this.
That's impressive.
Thanks. There's there's a little Easter egg in the wine glass because that's our first wine glass, and my son was kind of born around the same time. So in the wine glass somewhere, there's his name is engraved on every glass.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you've got to find it. Some people never find it, but some people do. So yeah.
I want to buy a glass just to find it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you're looking for it, but we don't talk about it on the product page or anything like that.
Yeah.
You've just got to one day you'll see it and you're like, oh, there it is.
I feel like this podcast here is going to be referenced 20 years down the line. People are going to be searching for the Easter eggs.
This is like those people, like the people that get fired from Disney for putting all the bad stuff in all the movies that you don't know. This is an episode. So you got to find all the stuff in the whiskey glass.
This is wholesome though, Bobby.
Yeah, I know. And not all the Disney stuff is bad.
Just talking about the wine glass, you know, 8 years in research.
That's crazy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Wow.
But it's a lot of wine to drink.
There's there's so many features on the wine glass. I don't even know if I can I can't list them all. You've got asymmetric fins at the base, but from what I understand, depending upon the way you swirl, the fins are facing different directions and they're larger or smaller, and then they aerate the wine differently. Is that
the fins are all the same length in the glass, but they're directional, so like a turbine.
Right.
If you imagine an airplane turbine. I'll just pick one up. That's all right. Here's something I prepared earlier. So you can kind of see them in here. Oh, it's not good light.
No, we can see.
So they kind of they've got sort of directional fins like a turbine, and you've got this kind of an island in the middle, but for the patent we called it a hub. So as you swirl clockwise, it's a gentle aeration, and you go anti-clockwise, it's a heavy aeration. So
Right.
then it goes against the fins anti-clockwise, and then it really puts in like a lot of air into the liquid. And so I was just thinking about like just drinking wine over the years, and just thinking about like what they're doing. Like you go to a restaurant, you pick a bottle of wine for the table or whatever, and then they take it away for fucking an hour. I was like, what? Like I want to drink that now. Why are you taking it away? And then somebody explained it to me. They've got to decant it and all this kind of stuff. And I go, okay, what is that actually doing? It's softening the tannins and integrating and all that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, but surely, like in 100 years, there must be an engineering solution to this. So I was just like going into different planes and different things, and then eventually kind of twigged like air at a certain temperature is a liquid. And what happens then with a jet engine is like air comes in and then gets powered, but also gets made into a smaller volume, and it creates thrust or propulsion going, bringing the jet forward. What if you cap the end of that engine? What would happen then? So you've still got a turbine, but then it's going in here and then just creating a lot of turbulence going backwards. So then I thought, okay, like let's just test it. And so then we just ended up just testing that, and it had a pretty significant effect on the wine. So if you go anti-clockwise in our glass, some of the wineries, like even in Burgundy and Bordeaux, like they're saying that it sort of ages the wine 3 to 5 years. It tastes like it's
Holy.
and you can do that in 30 seconds, like in 30 seconds and like even less than a minute for sure. Um, to get 3 to 5 years, so they can sell vintages way earlier and have it taste older through this glass. And this is the only glass that can do it in the world. Like, but I did it for like sort of tannin integration and just a smoother experience for me. Um, and so we have research partners on this as well, but they kind of found the same thing, and there were sort of adjustments and whole bunch of different things that we did over the years, and then yes, it ended up resulting in this glass with my son's name on it.
That's yeah, that's it's a wicked cool glass. And I was also going to mention the aging effect. So I mean, it's out there. I think there's a lot of people talking about that potential effect. It's not just yourself, right? And
Yeah,
it seems to be a definite thing. Like I'm not having tried it myself. So that's really cool. Um,
thank you.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
really really cool.
So Denver, we are coming up to about an hour. I don't know if you have any time constraints. I have a ton more questions that I would love to ask. I know for us, it's, getting late in the evening. I'm sure you have things to do throughout the day today too. We can't hold you up all day.
got
So,
about 15. I've got about 15 more minutes, and then I've got to
okay,
get to a lunch.
perfect. Okay, so
Coming in hot.
couple of things here. Let me just pull up that mind map again. Oh yeah, so one of the things we were chatting about online is culinary aspects, and
Mm.
I saw excitement in your message, which you don't typically see through text, but it came through very obviously. So
Yeah.
I did see that you have the sorry,
Hmm.
Quench Journal.
Quench Journal. Yeah.
Yeah, Quench Journal. Yeah.
Yeah. So how does that all fit
That's
into Denver and Liley and your passions, which, you're a guy with many different hats. You obviously have a lot going on, but you found some time for this other project as well.
Yeah, Quench is an interesting beast. Like you probably, if you guys have been through it, it's there's no real rhyme or reason. Like I kind of cover culture in that, and it's kind of just mine or other people's opinions on different things. But it like every time we only ever release that when it's ready. So it's when there's three stories that are really, really good. Or that could be like, sometimes it's a photo essay. It's just a bunch of pictures that I've taken, or, um, featuring a music artist. Or, there was a story I did on what do you guys call them? Chicken sandwiches. But we call them chicken burgers. But that was when that article came out online, because I'm very passionate about fried chicken burgers. Um, it was the longest article on chicken burgers on the internet. So it was just like, like, and I talk about the history right from the start. And there's like slavery and like a whole bunch of different cultural things, but it's just things that I'm interested in. So Quench is an interesting beast, but coming back to that culinary thing, I think people have realized that we're quite into that part, and it's just part of our process. Like I mentioned before, like in order to understand a a spirit, you need to understand the culture, and part of that is like a lot of the time we're drinking with food. You know, it's food and wine, or food and booze, or whatever. And I like I think about it like sort of with that bourbon glass. Like I thought about the food in Kentucky and Tennessee, and then how that glass works with the spirits that are produced there, and how that kind of sometimes it will cut through that particular type of food. But if I then, like some people said, like why don't you just use this glass? But this glass is designed for a colder environment, for Scotland or whatever, and it's a sharper sort of thing, and it's a different beast, a different culture that's sort of around that, and it's also barley based versus corn based. So there's a plethora of differences. So when I'm looking at taste and smell, like obviously that applies to spirits, but it has to apply to like food, and then selection of produce and a whole bunch of different things. And so now, like we work with some Michelin star restaurants in the world, and some like pretty high end bars, because they understand that we really go deep on taste and smell, and it works with their food. It has to. Like they're not in isolation.
Okay, next time you're in Toronto,
Yep,
Rick's Good Eats.
sure.
Okay.
I'll do it.
It's a tandoori fried chicken burger sandwich. And he's doing it in a Nashville style. So he's creating a spice mix with the oil and everything, dunking the tandoori chicken into this spicy oil right before he serves it. It's unbelievable. I've introduced it to quite a number of my friends who are foodies, self-proclaimed foodies, and hands down the best chicken sandwich they've had.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interested to try that.
And
I
when
was
you
in
go,
I was in Korea last year. Sorry?
he might accuse you of trying to steal his mustache because you guys got the same mustache. So
I'll yeah. Before that, I'll make sure I go and see a barber and stuff. My cousin has a tattoo shop in downtown there.
okay.
But he's got mates that are barbers, so I'll make sure my mustache is fucking on point for
So
Nice,
that.
nice,
you
nice.
you were mentioning, so you've based your creations on the glass based not only on the spirit itself and the grain, but also temperature?
Yeah, temperature, environmental. Um, so the food in the area, the music in the area. So, like, I think about, because you think about all those senses are connected. Yeah, your seven senses. So, like, that's why
Really?
we have a playlist for those independent bottlings, because it actually frames how you taste and smell. So, if we do a tasting, and I put a certain sort of type of flower at the entrance, and then I change the temperature of the room and change the playlist, I can shape how you are going to taste and smell that. But
Jeez.
people think it's all independent. It's not.
No, definitely not.
And then also the vessel, obviously, but that's me just spruiking my
That's some
business right
like
now.
crazy deep
I
stuff though.
love this. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
that's crazy.
I've been playing with that idea in my
Yeah, it's
head
crazy. Like,
because, sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
No, no, go ahead.
Oh no, like I'm happy to do something when I'm over there next time. Um, we like it'd be interesting to do a two session, like 2 different days, and do the same whiskies on the 2 different days, and then I'll show you like what the difference, because people will perceive it very differently.
Mm.
The same whiskies,
Yeah, that would be fun.
or even if we did one whiskey for the whole night, we did one whiskey on, but like served 4 different ways, and then you come back on another night, the same one whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, it's people ask me like, because I have a bunch of glasses, as you can see, and they're like, "Well, what do you
Yeah,
pick?" And I'm like, "It's a mood thing, it's a feel thing. If I just want something quick, if I want to enjoy like a really good bourbon, like
yeah,
it to me, it's I'm just not just grabbing a glass. Like I have a million of these. I don't use them. I don't like
Yeah.
them. It's my personal preference. I don't like them. Um, I have so many glasses and I go to, but for like if I'm gonna pour, a lot B, Van Winkle or some 17-year-old bourbon. I mean, it's got to go in here. Like, there's no, I'm not gonna pour something, like a $20. I mean, $20 bourbon still tastes really good in here, but like if you're going for the full experience, it's got to go in the right glass. And it's crazy how many people think, no, every glass is the same. Those people that
Yeah.
think every glass is the same need to listen to this podcast because they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, it's just crazy. And I get like really hot and heated when it comes to glass conversations.
But you
Drives me
need to give
nuts.
them analogies. Like I try and explain to people, like it's like listening to a music track through a shitty pair of earphones, but
Yep.
against a really good pair of earphones, or a Corolla versus a Porsche 911.
Hmm.
Like both will get you from A to B, but in vastly different ways. So like you can't say that all glasses are the same because they're not. They're just simply not. All cars are not the same. All music is not the same.
Mhm.
No.
Okay, this
So
leads into
it
my
all
quote
depends
of
if
the
you're
day, though. Okay, my
yeah.
quote of the day, it's a French proverb. The fate of all glass
Hmm.
is to one day break.
Okay.
Interesting.
Do you want
Any
feedback?
thoughts?
Um, yeah, well, in my opinion, like our glasses are there to frame the work of the spirit, like of that liquid. They're meant to disappear. You're like you've got your artwork in the middle, and we're the best way to present somebody else's work. My stuff is meant to just be in the background. It's not meant to be the feature piece. And I think if more glass companies realize that they're not the main act, you're the stadium, like you're the sound system for that main act, then you understand like kind of where I'm coming from, and that's the philosophy of our business. If you're trying to get in the way of that, then you're well, in my opinion, you're not doing it for the right reasons.
Amazing. Okay, we won't keep you much
So yeah,
longer.
sure, break
We've
them.
got we've got two things we've instituted recently. So we're gonna ask you a question that was left from our last host that we had on, and we're gonna ask you to leave a question for the next guest. Okay. Kevin,
Yeah, cool.
do you have that question ready there?
Yes. So the question that Lucas Smith left you was, given the average consumer, if you decided to pour something for that average consumer that would take them in a completely different, sort of direction, right? Something that would blow their mind and make them think about sort of spirits, what would you pour them?
Hmm, great question.
Don't blame me for this question. This was all Lucas.
You want to call them two things or just one?
You can. I would answer the question the way you want to answer it.
I would pour them, to start, I would pour them a nicely oaked Aligoté or Chardonnay, just to start them off, because and to show them like where these particular like what where these particular wines can go. This soft, sort of beautiful velvet sort of introduction into alcohol and get your mouth acclimatized to alcohol, but in a very, very gentle, sort of warm bath way. And then from there, I would go to something sort of maybe 10, 12, 15 age sherry. Probably my favorite nearly of all time would be like a 1993 GlenDronach single casks, um, which PX Oloroso. And I would probably proof it down from like, the early 50s to like maybe 40. And I think that would just blow them away. So those two things together in harmony, like the ultimate cocktail. Um, and I would probably pair that with something like with a little bit of fat in it. So something like, like a salami or something like that. Um, and yeah, I think that would probably That would tick all the boxes.
That's cool.
That would
Now
tick
I
my
need to
boxes right now.
now I need to track those things down and try it for myself.
That
Yeah,
was
and there was one bourbon I had. Sorry, yeah.
that was definitely going in a direction I didn't think it was going to go. Here we're drinking some really crazy, rare, unusual stuff, and you know what? Let's go with a nice Chardonnay. I was like, what?
That was the question.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
start there.
that was
Like a
amazing.
beautifully oak Chardonnay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you can get this beautiful velvety sort of feel, like it almost floats across your palate if you've had like some of these Chardonnays. Like in Australia, you can buy them for like, if you know which one what you're picking, you can buy them for like 20, $30.
yeah.
And they're just like sublime. And people have kind of forgotten about them. They used to be like more popular in the 90s. But you get this like beautiful butteriness and it definitely translates to people that drink bourbon, but they just don't ever think to buy Chardonnay. It's like,
So
why would there be a link there? It's like there
we're
is.
gonna save you a bottle. Bobby and I did a pick recently.
Oh yeah.
Coming.
It's coming. It's a tequila that's gonna be finished in a Chardonnay cask.
So we're doing a Blanco for 4 months in a Napa Valley Chardonnay cask at 43%. So you see, there's lots of rosas. There's like Blanco
Yeah.
Rosa, there's Repo Rosa, but there's not really any Blanco white wine. So we're doing a
Yeah.
white wine Chardonnay. So the fruity notes from the barrel, and then with the base of the Lost Lore from Nom 1414, and the interesting notes that you get out of that particular how they like it, I think is going to be a very nice marriage. That's coming out probably the new year.
Super cool.
I cannot wait. And I'll make sure actually just send it with Kevin. I'll send you back a bottle of Lost Frontiers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thankfully, for sure. 100%.
I'm actually really excited too. So we're doing a 16-year Ben Romock super Tuscan Tuscan wine cask. So we're be the first people that have ever been allowed to do a single cask wine finish. Ben Romack single cask. So, and it's 16 years old and it's Tuscan. So I'm super excited to try it in here when we finally get it. So we're actually gonna do with our logo. I'll send you a picture in the chat. Before AI came, when they came and I asked them to do the picture, they did something they weren't supposed to do and they deleted it. But I saved it before they deleted it because it basically breaks all anything that you're allowed to do.
Copyright infringements.
Oh yeah, and they're like, oh, we cannot do this because of copyright. They're like, we're deleting it on you. I'm like, no, I already got it, sucker.
We'll send that in the chat.
Yeah,
now,
Super Tuscan.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it that, but that's what they put on the label. They put Super Tuscan. So
yeah, I used to know the reason. I can't remember why, because it's something related to the French. It was the equivalent, their equivalent.
So I dropped it in the chat there. You can see. So I did I put it in our podcast chat, so you can see our logo we did, but we kind of edited it with the Star Wars thing.
Oh, I can't see anything in the chat.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, in the Facebook chat. Sorry, in the
Facebook
chat. Yeah.
Chat. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So
Easy.
it's kind of a fun thing. So yeah, we've done a bunch of different things. So it's interesting to see our direction. So we've done like 12 or 13 different single casks. So we've done rum, bourbon, scotch. We'll have a tequila. What else we've done? Oh, we've done 3 Canadian whiskeys. Obviously, you know Richard. So we did a couple bottles of Richard at Macaloni's.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which are kind
of
fun.
we should. I'm just thinking, just straight off the top of my head, like if we did an event at that tandoori fried chicken place, and we paired a bottling with that burger.
I can reach out to him. I don't know him personally, but I do follow him on Instagram, and I have high accolades for his.
That would be a hell of an event.
How big?
Super cool.
How big is that place, though, Joel?
It's pretty big. Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, just I'm just keeping track of time here.
Oh, he's got to ask a question though for the next.
Yeah, so no, exactly. So we want to get to like the last little bit here. what question do you want to leave for our next guest?
Okay. Like I mentioned before, that feels to me like an incredible cocktail, that Chardonnay and the 93 GlenDronach sherry finish. I would want to know from the next guest what their it's a challenging question, but what their ultimate sort of flavor, smell, taste combination. So I want one snack, I want one drink, and one music track.
Nice.
Oh.
It's gonna be weird if it's Igor.
That's a really good question.
So-
I don't think I could answer that on the spot. I would really have to think about that.
I think
love
Joel,
it.
Joel,
Yeah.
so Joel's like Instagram thing is scratch and scotch. So he likes to pair drams with music.
Yeah.
All
Correct.
old school hip hop. So
So that's
And-
definitely a
Love
Joel
that stuff.
question.
And he has a food handle
Yeah, and
as
a food
well.
page too.
yeah.
So that's a custom made question for Joel here.
Joel
And
has
that-
8
But
different
Joel,
kind of
yeah.
things. Yeah, Joel has like 10 different things to cook food in his backyard. So
I want to know the answer from Joel actually,
Yeah?
down the line. But just tell me that answer to that question
Okay, I
because
will.
I want to try it here.
I gotta think about it, but I will definitely. I'll send that off to you.
When with our next guest, we'll have to get you to answer the question as well on the podcast, and then we'll send it over to you as well.
This has been fantastic. We really enjoyed this. This was a great conversation. Great drams as well. Like I think this is top drams for us. So
that North British in this glass, I've never had it before, but it very good. Super chocolatey, like white chocolate. It's very interesting.
Yum, 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 yum.
thank you,
So-
Denver. Your philosophy, your whole passion, and once again, the sort of genuine personality really jumps out of the screen. We really appreciated this. Thank you so much for your time, and we can't wait to have you back on another time.
Yeah, and hopefully you can
Oh
make it
mate,
to
thank
Toronto
you. Thank you, Bobby, also like from reaching out from a couple of years ago, I think now, but just the support from you guys over there and just spreading the word on my behalf. Like I'm really, really humbled by that. So thank you.
Why
I mean,
don't you tell the listeners, where they can find you, sort of what projects they can follow, and how to follow those projects.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we've got like obviously the company Denver and Liley, so that's just denverandliley.com. The main Instagram is just Denver and Liley at Denver and Liley, and then I have like a founder's Instagram called at Denver Cramer, which is my last name with a C. So and then that's kind of where you can see sometimes some of my thinking and other stuff I'll chuck up there like music and stuff in the stories and just different people I met and so that's basically the three channels.
And
for now.
and does Quench go on one of those, or does Quench have its own?
Quench goes on the website, but you need to subscribe to know that it comes out because it comes out like every 4 to 6 months or something at this rate. Sometimes I'll do like 2 in a month all of a sudden. But it's it's every sort of 4 to 6 months. So there'll be definitely one before Christmas, maybe 2. But it's
So
a
listeners-
very, very just don't expect it.
Yeah, so listeners and viewers, get over there, subscribe, look out for those Quench journals, check out their Instagram, and get your glasses. Experience the best in glasses the industry has to offer.
Thank you. Thanks for those kind words again, Kev.
Yeah, I want to get a wine glass. We got to figure out how to get us some wine glasses. So
Yeah.
Let's do it. Thanks again, Denver.
Well,
Enjoy
cheapest
your
place to
evening.
buy them are in Australia, Bobby. So I would suggest that Kevin bring back.
Sure. Yep,
Yeah.
I'll do it. Thank you very much, guys. Denver, hang on a little bit. Great episode. Thank you very much. So we've just listened to the podcast. Bobby is now subbing in for Joel. The reason is that we're recording this on separate days. We're all very busy and still trying to get in a Canada corner for you guys. Bobby, why don't you introduce the bottle?
So as we continue doing Canada Corner, we've done previous Eau Claire bottling before, but more of a standardized. So this is their cask series line. So we have a single malt whiskey done in a muscatel cask. So um, the 100% Alberta barley, first aged in virgin Hungarian oak for 2 years, and then finished for over 2 more years in a muscatel cask. So, which I think you get right away on the nose. Like this just pops out of the glass. So. And the
Yeah.
color is amazing.
Yeah. The I mean the Muscatel, just so that people, I think you can get white Muscatel, and then you can also get like a darker sherry, more a sherry like a red sherry sort of Muscatel as well. And a lot of the Muscatel that I've had has been the darker, more reddish Muscatel, especially for whiskeys. Um, but I think I prefer the whiter, lighter Muscatel for whiskey. It's more like peaches and melons and, tropical fruity. And then this is more, I feel like I get more of a winey character on this.
So, like, okay, so I get like it's grapey. Muscatel tends to be on the sweet side. So you have PX, Muscatel, cream, medium, and then pale cream, and then more on the dry side you have the Oloroso, Palo, Amontillado, Fino, and Manzanilla. So this is on the sweet side. I guess they have it as like the second highest sweetness level is Muscatel, which I don't know if you get a lot of sweetness off this.
Mm,
I do get like it is grapey and like it's pretty caramelly too, which is kind of interesting.
I think I definitely get a lot of sweetness. I I feel like there's sherry. Um, but to me, it's um, sort of whiny. There's a lot of whiny character.
I do get quite a bit of citrusy in it too. I'm wondering
Interesting.
if like the overly sweet with the citrusies kind of making it like I don't know, does like citrus and sweetness kind of give you a kind of like a sour winey note maybe? I have to play around with
Oh,
it
yeah, that could be for sure.
because it is quite zesty. Like there's a lot of orangey, maybe a little bit of lemon
Yes.
or
Yeah.
lime in
Okay.
it. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
The nose is nice, but I could see some people might go like maybe it's too sherry. The mouth feels nice. It is 50 oh 48%. So it's I think it's at a good ABV.
Hmm.
Uh
I don't think there's anything subtle about this. This is punched you in the mouth with flavor.
yeah, oh, for sure. It
Um,
says like viscous mouth coating and lingering oak. I don't find it
I get lingering oak for sure.
like I get that there's a little bit of woodiness. I wouldn't say it's overly oak because it is under 5 years, I want to say. It says 2 years and then over 2 years, so I'm assuming it's under
Yeah,
5 years.
I mean, I think I'm particularly sensitive to oak, so
I like it's like Hungarian oak because I find some stuff that's done in Hungarian oak can go like all over the place.
no, I'm just saying that generally I do not like oak notes.
Okay,
It's one of the reasons why I just generally don't drink bourbon.
gotcha.
Um, so for me, if there's oak notes that are present, I will tend not to enjoy the whiskey. Um,
I
I
didn't think you.
think I think for this, because of all the flavor that is in there, the other sherry notes. I mean, I would not say that I would never. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't drink this. This is a lovely whiskey, and I think a lot of people would enjoy this. I think.
So I added a few drops of water, and you definitely get a little more oomph.
Hmm.
I think
As
maybe cuts
in,
down. Trying to think, it's almost like a tangy barbecue sauce now, maybe like an orange, maybe like an orange glaze for like a salmon or something like that.
yes, orange glaze for sure.
Yeah, like it kind of you kind of lose the sweetness, but you get a lot more of that citrusy comes out now.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's my coffee beans here? Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like they have they have currently you can buy they have this line cask series line, but they have an Armagnac one too,
Oh,
which says so soft vanilla, warm baking spices, hint of Alberta barley. I guess that's a thing. Floral, slightly sweet, cane sugar, orchard blossom, and subtle spice. And then it says warming spice and a smooth honeyed sweetness, which does sound pretty tasty. So, and it looks like
mm,
it's the same ABV, but as far as the back of the bottle, I couldn't tell you. But again, all these their cask series line all seem to be like 129.95, so about $130 before shipping.
mm,
It is a at least a 750 ml bottle. They're all numbered. Um,
mm.
I mean, yeah, I think it's again, it comes down to they're experimenting. They're using different cask types to try to get different things.
Yeah,
It's obviously not gonna hit everybody, but it is interesting though. I don't know if you have any like coffee beans with you, but like if you take a good sniff into coffee bean and then go to it, you do get a little bit extra.
I have a little bit of coffee left over.
Like, you do definitely get like it's almost like a candied orange glaze now.
Yeah. I will say the one thing that I do very much appreciate is, when you're aging whiskey in casks, it can be very difficult to determine when is the right time to take it out of those casks. And what I appreciate here is they have sought out the drama. They have looked for, actually getting what the Moscatel cask is really going to provide, right? Like trying to get at the core there. Um,
It's
they
nice
haven't
that
had,
it must have been a wet cask too, because I mean
yeah,
it's oozing a lot of that flavor. So
they haven't babied this. They took risks here,
yeah,
which I appreciate.
I find with a little bit of water, you lose a little bit of the spiciness. It is a touch creamier, but it's a lot more sweet. Um, like it almost drinks now like you're having like just the actual muscatel, like you're just having a glass of like sherry
Mm.
after dinner or something. It's
And
much
the
more,
the oak notes in the back have died down
yeah,
with the water.
yeah, quite a bit.
I mean, they've almost disappeared. It's
Yeah, it's cute. I have
almost
some like
lost.
actual. I don't know if I have some sherry in the fridge, different ones that I got from somebody. I'd be curious to know if there was a muscatel one and how much it actually compares to. Because now it's like a sweet. If this was warm, like super warm, it would drink. You're just having some sherry.
Mm. It is, yeah. No, mm.
Don't know if it's like the bottle states viscous and mouth coating. I don't really get that.
I think I do. Like I mean, it's still tingling on my tongue. I can still feel it in my cheeks or in my gums. Um, I mean, it's also slightly drying, right? Like
I'm supposed to be. It's on the sweet side of sherry. Come on.
yeah. It's mouth watering is what
Yeah, I find
what-
like the Hungarian oak though can be a little bit drying. I don't know if you've had a lot of stuff in Hungarian oak, but I find it can have that kind of that dryness with it.
Yeah, no,
Like
I haven't.
High Coast, I think did one in Hungarian oak. It was super good, it's like spicy, but it is a little dry. But I've had some really 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 good ones. Like the High Coast stuff's really good, and then I've had some that like nope, It's just super, super, super woody.
Why don't we round this one out by saying thank you very much, Eau
Whitewater.
Claire Cask Series. Thank you very
Don't-
much.
Thank you guys.
Just wanted to let everyone know our next episode is going to be on location. Very exciting release. Stay tuned to check it out. Make sure to subscribe.